Welcome back to the Butt Chug Podcast, everyone. This is episode 4 of our Butt Chug Beer Shorts, the video reviews that we've been doing. Just got done with baseball practice with my kid. Figured, hey, why don't I do another beer review? Today, I'm going to do Nowhere in Particular's batch number 34, Mango Line Gose, or Gose, or Gose. I don't really know how to say it. It doesn't matter. Nowhere in Particular is actually, from what I understand and what we understand, we've talked about them on the podcast quite a bit. It's one guy who goes around and rents space at established breweries. They call that a gypsy brewer or a hobo brewing. He rents the space, he brews his beer, and then he only releases one batch of each beer. And it actually says that on the can. The beer you are holding is a beer that will never be made again. It is the only one of its kind and represents an ever-changing lineage meant to abolish monotony and clear the way for audacity. Stimulated? Well, then visit nipbrewco.com for intimate details about the can in your hand. And yeah, I recommend you guys visit that website. It's a very interesting story, this gypsy brewing type thing. So that's the start. Now let's kick off the review. This is the can art boner segment brought to you by deadformat.net. The can art for Nowhere in Particular is the same always. It is a skeleton with a, I forget what they call that thing. It's the hobo stick with the little tied up handkerchief full of his clothes on the end of it. I can't remember, was that a spindle or something? He's holding a beer in his hand. Also, he appears to be brewing beer because he's stirring something that's steaming. It's probably a hot batch of something. And he's outdoors in the dark. It's pretty cool looking can. And at the top here, this ribbon, it's always different. I think the last time we had beer, we had a Nowhere in Particular, the lemon meringue sour. It had a bunch of cats on the top here. This one just happens to have some crazy geometric shapes. So that is the Nowhere in Particular batch number 34 can art boner segment brought to you by deadformat.net. If you need anything like Dead Formats, I don't know about records because that seems to be kind of coming back, but maybe for your cassette tape needs, go to deadformat.net. Now, let's get into the crack and the taste. 3, 2, 1. All right. Not as foamy as yesterday. Wow, this smells fruity as heck. So on the can, what it does say is sour ale brewed with mango, lime, orange, sea salt, and coriander. So Chris, our third member of the Butt Chug Podcast, he would not like this because it has coriander. But I'm going to tell you right now, this smells amazing. Here we go. Cheers to you guys. Wow, this is another home run. If you guys are familiar with the podcast, you know that I'm kind of like a fanboy for Nowhere in Particular. I'm also the same way for Branch and Bone. I've never had a bad beer from these guys. Now, I will say that we are fair. I will not let this skew my review. This beer is amazing. It's really, really good. It is sour. It is not overly sour. We've talked a little bit on the podcast about how we want super sour beers. This one's sour enough to bring out the taste. The lime is super duper strong. Can't taste the mango. I can't taste any coriander. And I think the orange sea salt hangs out on the end of the taste, right on your tongue. But the lime is probably the highlight of this beer. Not only in that it's the strongest flavor, but it also makes this beer insanely good. This beer is basically like drinking a limeade from Sonic. If you guys ever go to Sonic and get their little mixed sodas, I guess they're limeades. Everything you can add to it, but if you get the basic limeade, that's what this tastes like. It tastes like someone literally squeezed the lime into this can. I really like this beer. I would buy it again. I would really enjoy it if someone gave it to me. Like I said before, we always ask 2 questions. Would you buy this again? And how would you feel if someone gave this to you? If you were a guest somewhere? If someone gave this to me, I'd be very impressed. This is a really good beer. I definitely buy this again. It comes in a 4-pack. I believe it's $10.99. You can pretty much get it anywhere in the Cincy, Dayton region. Any alcohol stores, any beer stores. But yeah, this beer is insanely good. Gosh, I gotta think of a score now. I don't know that I want to give it a 5, because, and how we score is on the butt cheek scale, 0 through 5, 0.25 increments. I don't know if I want to give it a 5 because I think there are some promises on the can, like the mango and the orange sea salt. The orange sea salt, like I said, you can kind of taste it on your tongue at the end. I think they might have missed. Now, I don't like mango, but it was promised, and I don't really taste it. It's all lime. They probably could have just called this a lime gose or lime gose. I'm going to give this beer a 4.75 butt cheeks. This beer is amazing. Maybe a little different than advertised, maybe a little different than what I was thinking. Nowhere in particular, batch number 34, Mango Line Gose, 4.75 butt cheeks. Go out and get this beer. Butt Chug Podcast, thanks for joining us. Check us out on SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, everywhere, Stitcher, and Google Play. I'm JT, thanks for joining us.